He starts with Droll and Lockbird, Fiendsmith, Yubel, Dark Beckoning Beast, and Yubel Terra Incarnate. He has Droll, though. That's devastating. If he doesn't discard it, I'm looking pretty bad, though, because I have to search to get all my advantage here. He just automatically makes a Phantom of Yubel, which is something you guys have to realize. Yubel can go first action, make a Phantom of Yubel if they just have two Yubel monsters in their, or a Yubel monster in their hand, which is like most of their hands. So you really have to be careful, because if you have a single, if you need to do something in main phase, you are going to get cooked. So, I mean, I can't really do anything about that, but like, you guys will see it bites me in the ass in the third game. So, Fiendsmith gets activated. Then we see Tractus. Shout out to Long John Silver watching the chat. Moon of the Closed Sky. He does. So if you guys didn't know, the Yubel deck also does the Fiendsmith combo, because they can obviously very much make the Moon of the Closed Sky. Any deck that can make this card should probably be playing Fiendsmith. And so he's just going through the lines to make a Beatrice, I believe. Spin back the Requiem, then he makes a Beatrice. Beatrice is going to send the Samsara Lotus, which obviously is a search in the end phase, or gets to spec itself back, and it's also an interruption, which I didn't realize. It's an effect negate on your opponent's turn, so you guys have to be wary of that. Also, he gets Nightmare Pain out. This is the the best card in the whole Yubel deck. So if you get rid of Nightmare Pain, their board gets significantly weaker. And he does get rid of the Droll at least, so we are kind of chilling. If he kept the Droll, I was kind of cooked. Not gonna lie. Like, I don't know if that was a misplay. But, like, he obviously didn't know I was on. Well, you're not supposed to know I'm on Branded, but... Yo, Krabs TV, we're watching our replay, bro. We're gonna watch you cook on Yubel. Just bought cards on TCG Player using your affiliate link. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. How you doing, brother? We're just going over the Yubel and Snake Eye matchup. We just went over Raul's game against me. I'm just showing them the power of Yubel and kind of what you can do going second as a Branded player. But, dude, you cooked me if you kept that Droll. I don't know if you had to discard it or not. Like, maybe you could have kept it. So, yeah, now then he goes Apo. So this is what the end board is kind of looking like for Yubel at this point. He's obviously able to go Gruesome Gravescormer, then go Shivara here, and then link off into a SP Little Knight, right? Oh no, he goes into Muckracker, and then he's going Lacrimosa to burn for 12. Which I don't think I do in the end, and then he's able to set the Abominable Chamber of Unchained, which is how he's able to play or get back the Unchained Soul of Rage as another interruptions on top of the Yama. So there's so many interruption pieces with like Yubel, Samsara Lotus as an effect negate, plus Apo for 3. Another this card just extends him infinite because it lets him destroy a Yubel monster out of his decks and negate my effect effectively. This is follow-up because this allows him to basically special summon a fiend monster with 0 from graveyard. So this card essentially allows you to have infinite grind game if you don't get rid of it. So I kind of have to work on getting Nightmare Pain and opening off the board at this point. I do have a weird board state though, because I have Gimmick Puppet, Allure of Darkness. This was probably a misplay, I'm not gonna lie. I should have banished the Albaz here. This was my misplay. So you should not banish Gimmick Puppet. I know that sounds weird, but like, if you aren't able to crack the board, which is hard to do against Yubel, it's just like, especially when I know I'm gonna go normal summon Quem, it's not great. So I think I made a misplay on that. I could have definitely just shut him out game one because I know I can crack his board, but I'm not going to be able to kill him. So getting the Gimmick Puppet is pretty imperative, I think. So I do go Droplet for Apo on Yubel, and Quem when he goes Apo on Quem. So that's kind of like, I don't know if I should have done that either. I just had to, because like I couldn't have gone Lubellion under Apo. He would have just negated it. So that's just kind of what happened there. And then he goes Lubellion, or sorry, no, he goes Samsara D Lotus, which is fine. Then he's able to go Trap Card. I go Thrust, which is good. If I had Evenly here, though, Evenly cooks this whole board. It makes me really want to consider main decking Evenly for Yubel in particular, because if you're able to like crack with like thrust, or sorry, with droplet or dark ruler and go evenly, oh, it's over. It's over. The best 2-card combo in the game. Then I go talents for 2. Then I go, I already normal summon, so then I can go Sarnier, banish the Yama. That should have been banished, but then I go Branded Fusion, send the Asteria, since I already have Lubellion in the graveyard, into Borreload, because I kind of have to pop the pain. I'm not in a great position, actually, at this point. I do have the duplication, though, which does at least helps me, but he's able to pop the Lubellion, which isn't great. And then we go Borreload Furious, destroy that, and then we're able to get the Albion in the end phase after saying the duplication, which does give us a Branded in red, which probably gives us enough follow-up to at least do a Branded or to do a Gimmick Lock, obviously. So because I have the duplication, that's why duplication's so important. Like, you should still be siding 3 of that card, in my opinion. That card's gonna be so important going first, playing through interruptions, or even going second. But I was lucky I had it. So I had Mirror Jade, or I go into Mirror Jade, pop that. And, like, that's the thing here, though, because I banished the Gimmick Puppet, so I can't even do the Gimmick Puppet line. So I kind of just have to do what I'm doing here. And I'm able to play through this, but it was so much more difficult if I didn't banish the Gimmick Puppet. I'm still able to, though, because I draw 2. And then I make a Mirror Jade by sending with the Rinbrum in graveyard. I had to send a Rinbrum in graveyard. Oh wait, how did I do that? I'm gonna have to go back. Yeah, Mirror Jade effect. So we go Mirror Jade effect. We're just like kind of going back on a few different plays. It's okay. It's a little confusing, guys. But essentially, I need to get the Mirror Jade in play. I send the Titanclad, but this was a misplay. Also, I shouldn't have banished the Albaz, because I need to keep an Albaz in play in order to crack his board. Like, the play here to break his board is to keep a Albaz in graveyard. With a Rinbrum, that's always the play when you don't have Gimmick Puppet in play. So you guys are going to see me go back on that, because I'm like, oh, I see a line where I could have killed you. So, because he's able to extend off of here. Oh, no, he still goes into Diarize. So, yeah, I think he wins those, actually. Is this not the next game? Okay, yeah, no, I'm thinking of the wrong game. So I'm getting Alba Lenatus instead. And I get Branded Lost here. He has Phantom Yubel plus IRI, but I do have Branded Lost. I do. This is, look at this, guys. I have 3 banish gimmick, or 3 banish Albazes. This is where Sword comes in handy, though. This is why I'm talking about Sword comes up in the grind games versus this deck, especially with Allure of Darkness. You kind of just need it, because like if you have all your Albazes out of play, you're just going to need to get one back if you don't have Shrouded Dragon. Then I'm just able to attack over the Adirai. He negates the Quem, which is fine. Then I go Branded Fusion into the after the Lost. I had to attack over the Dirai because he would have just negated Branded Lost and Fusion. That was a negate too. That card's broken. This card you guys need to be aware of. It's a Fiendsmith plus 2 light Fiend monsters. You can quick effect negate the effects of a number of face-up cards on the field equal to the link ratings of the link monsters equipped to this card. So it's about 2. It's always 2. You're always going to have the Sequentia equipped to it. So he has 2 face-up negates at 1 point. So it's very important in order to get over him. That's why Super Poly is theoretically really good, guys, because you could Super Poly the Diari, or obviously Super Poly their whole board with Loving Defender. It's just really hard to run Loving Defender in the deck, like, to justify that card space. But guys, right? Like, Loving Defender would crack that whole board with the Super Poly. Full stop. So then I go Fusion Deployment. This is such a slog. Then I go Fall in the Valbaz. I'm able to win from this point because of just pure card advantage, I feel like. But it got so much more difficult than it needed to. I'm not going to lie. Then I go into Stapelia and negate the Phantom Yubel. I shuffle back the Gimmick Puppet at this point, obviously through the Stapelia. So that's fine. And then I go Grand Wignall, send the Gimmick Puppet. Then I go Branded Red, make the Sanctifier. And then I go Branded Lost, chain Sanctifier, summon Branded or Borreload plus the Gimmick Puppet. So I'm able to at least get him through this. It's just like that misplay with Allure of Darkness probably bit me in the ass. But that also shows you, like, you don't necessarily care about it, because if you just play your grind game correctly doing the Stapelia lines, it's completely fine. And then I go Stapelia, negate, and he just scoops at that point. So we're able to get game 1 after going second. So that's a really good sign, guys. I'm not going to lie, I was really struggling with 60 card Branded, and then I swapped to this 50 card build. and it's been working wonders post info. So I definitely recommend to try it out. Be in branded though. We kind of already did, but we'll do it a little bit more concisely. He's able to just go full combo here. He has also double Ash, which is pretty ridiculous. But I do have Droplet Dark Ruler, so it's looking pretty good, especially with a Luber. But I'm going to need a way to play around the Ash, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I was about to say Crabs. That end board was like 8 negates. But like Ferret Nils, like if you have like... I mean, I feel like you didn't have the most optimal hand when you're just like doing fam from hand, right? Okay, so I just got... Okay, so I go Dark Ruler first action. He's able to chain Diary. Then I'm able to go Droplet, chain Dark Ruler on Diary. You guys are going to see that's going to bite me in the ass a little bit because it makes him 1400 so I can't crash. But it's fine. I negate his all board. But he still gets the Unchained Soul, which is then negated by Dark Ruler. So I can't use its effect. So it's pretty good. I should have won. I feel like I should have won this game somehow. There was probably a line to win this. I was going over this with Raul yesterday. And like, it's such a... Like, I have Tragedy, Albaz, Despia, Luber, and Fusion Deployment. How do I not lose to Ash in this situation? Because I don't have a way to duplication, so it's a little tough. Okay, so I go deployment to Cartesia. I go normal summon a Luber. I without thinking about Ash, I should have been playing around Ash. I should have went deployment into Albaz, I think, or I should have went into Grand Goyle, and then maybe I should have went Grand. Okay, I should have went Grand Guignol into... Okay, so I could have went Albaz here, and then I could have went Cartesia, make Grand Guignol, send the Tragedy, also send Saronir off... so send the Tragedy off the Fusion, then with Saronir, send Branded Fusion, activate Tragedy, set Branded Fusion. And then I also have a Mirror Jade on board. That was the play, guys. That was the play, because at least I have follow-up through Ash then. So we go Luber, search the Branded Fusion that's about to get Ash Blossomed, and that's fine. I go Cartesia, send the Albaz at least. So yeah, no, I could have played this slightly differently. I could have at least had a Mirror Jade at this point. My issue is that I end on a Albion into Mirror Jade, which I have to then banish. Or, I do the plays a little awkwardly. I have to go... I still get a Mirror Jade, but like I would have had more advantage doing it elsewise. Also, I have to send... I realize I have to not send Albion here, because he then just goes Diary, sends the Albion. So I'm just going to send Titanclad. And then he doesn't use Diary. Oh, no, he does. But I just scoop at that point because, like, he has way too much advantage. He has so much follow-up because those continuouses just give him so much more follow-up. So it's just, like, whatever at that point. I'm going to show you guys a game that I we went back on it and I basically... Well, you guys will see. Nightfall TCG, what up? What up, brother? 51. I was 52, my man. I want to get to 50, but you inspired me with the 50 card build because I was running 60 for the longest time post info and it was not working. I just wasn't seeing my Dark Rulers, and I just kept seeing your replays Dark Ruler Nightfall where you just keep drawing Dark Ruler evenly. I'm like, I need to just harness that energy he's mining here. I hope you're doing well with Nightfall. And how in any world do you lose this? Deploy cart, Aluber, add High Spirits. I sided out High Spirits. I sided out High Spirits. Yeah, you waste a lot of stuff, says Nightfall TCG. Yeah, no, I think there was, like, we were going back on it. I think there was actually two different ways. Yeah, if I didn't side out High Spirits, and then if I at least made a Mirror Jade there, I would have gotten a couple more cards. I think you just said the pet that I did see in end phase could have done way differently. The sequencing, fair enough. Search High Spirits. Yeah, I took out the High Spirits. I'm a scrub. So we go Allure Darkness, Tragedy. I mean, we're going first, guys, but you guys will see it's actually kind of a grind game here. And you guys will see a mistake that I'm going to have to point out so you guys don't make it. So I go Allure, send Sword, since I already have Kitten. So, like, Sword's completely alive. We go Quem, Quem's just gonna send the Albaz just in case, so I can summon the Cartesia, and then I go Branded he goes Ash on my Branded Fusion, then I chain Cartesia. Cartesia is gonna, then I chain Sword to then fuse off the kit, so I don't have to fuse off the Quem, and then I go Guignol to then send the Albion, and then Duplication is then set because I have a Branded Fusion. Did you guys notice I went 3 Allure Darkness, like low-key, 3 Allure Darkness. Allure Darkness is nuts, guys. I went draw 7 there. That's why, like, yeah, no. Yeah, this list has my energy to Allure 3 times. So, yeah, no. We then go into Cartesia there, which is fine. Because Quem triggered off of the Grand Guignol, so... And then we can go end phase, set the red off the Albion, which is pretty good with 2 duplications. He goes standby phase. Okay, this is what you guys don't do. In game 3 at least, right? In the game that really matters against Yubel, do not Gimmick Puppet in main phase. You will lose. So we're going to tease this out a little bit because I could have went duplication in draw phase. I have Imperm, so I'm able to play, or sorry, I have Branded in red, so I'm able to play around Imperm 100% of the time. Instead, I let him go main phase to Dark Ruler me, main phase to make the Phantom of Yubel. I temporarily was just like, I just didn't think of the Phantom of Yubel as a threat at that point. Or I didn't think he would be able to just hard make it, but obviously with his hand, he just does that because I have so many. He doesn't want me to go Gimmick Lock, so he puts me on better have so many interruptions, which I do. But then I go main phase, or he goes main phase, and he makes Phantom of Yubel. And in any world, I definitely should have won this game, and this is kind of where we end the game, because there should have been a Gimmick Lock in draw phase, and also at this point, I could go Branded in red, like make a Guardian Chimera, force the Yubel, and then go Duplication, then make Gimmick Puppet. So that is the play as well. So that's kind of just what we came to the conclusion of. Any day of the week, I should have probably went draw phase, but also having the red in Duplication. If I only had one of those options, I should have definitely went draw phase, but also there were way more options there to do because of the fact I had red in Duplication. I can just force out this first Phantom of Yubel, but definitely could have just played around that a little bit. Crabs, but GG, GG, brother.